Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or organics of all ages.
Stop it!
I am Double R, and in this particular video, we are going to be speaking about this. This is found on the social media site currently known as X, formerly known as Twitter. Does that classify as dead naming a social media site? And if so, am I going to get in trouble? And if so, huh? Anyway, back on point. This is my fault. And let me explain why. Unlike roleplay moans, roleplay news, roleplay callouts, or any of those kind of communities, I don't just echo roleplay concerns. As you can tell by my channel, when I deal with roleplay, I usually try to solve a problem. So in this case, I looked at the problem at hand. And the problem was that. Pretty much whenever the system went through to delete fake accounts, a chunk of role players, fan accounts, commentary accounts, etc., they got swept off. Because there was no unifying tether. I mean, when it comes to role players, sometimes they do this, sometimes they do that, sometimes they do both, sometimes they do this, sometimes they do that. In all cases, there's nothing similar. It's just general hoopsblah, or hoopsa, or whatever you want to call it. There's different ways to say it's a roleplay account, but because it's too wide and too varied, a lot of role players still get swept off. So I decided, seeing this as a problem, I went, okay, we need a unifying thing. So a couple years ago, on this account specifically, and I'm leaving it up here for just a second for y'all to look at the name, and you'll notice something in the name that seems out of aesthetic. The emoji. That emoji, specifically, yes, performing arts, role play, performing arts. If you're doing a play in a theater, if you're doing some sort of acting, you are taking a role and you are acting out that role. You're role playing. You're doing a performance art. Get it? Since that's the closest thing they had to role play in terms of emojis, I used that one. So in my first post on this topic, a couple years ago, I threw that out there. Hey, as a roleplay community, we need to get behind a singular emoji. I'm suggesting we do this. The roleplay community, as a whole, went, well, do y'all have a suggestion on how to fix the problem to keep other roleplay accounts from getting just swept off?
Did you just flip me off?
No.
Yes, you did. You just flipped me the bird. If you don't shape up, okay, and get your head straight, there, you just flipped me off again.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Thanks, Craig. That's helpful. Anyway, second post was pretty much me going, so y'all have no suggestion on how to help. None at all. Zero. Cool. Great. Love that what y'all want to do is just bitch and moan and complain about this problem instead of trying to fix it. Good going.
So Riley said the N-word before you did that morning.
He says it every morning. He calls me nigga. He calls the other kids nigga. He calls himself nigga all the time. Nigga this, nigga that. Nigga please. Bitch nigga. Nigga, have you lost your mind? Nigga, check that hoe. Nigga, you bullshitting. Break yourself, nigga. He says it so much I don't even notice it anymore. Last week in lunch, Riley says to a classmate, "Can a nigga borrow a French fry?" And my first thought wasn't, oh my God, he said the word, the N-word. It was, now how is a nigga gonna borrow a fry? Nigga, is you gonna give it back? I'm telling you, my inside voice didn't talk like that before he got in my class.
Now, to be fair, they're expecting other people to fix the problem for them. They're expecting Elon to look and go, oh, we've been sweeping a bunch of roleplay accounts. We should probably protect them. No, he didn't care. He didn't have time to worry about that. That's a minor issue. And when it comes to minor issues and minor problems, the objective would be for the community itself to solve said problem. And unlike the community itself deciding to just bitch and moan about the problem, I'm trying to solve it. Again, as you see on most of my channel dealing with roleplay, that's what I do. I try to solve the problem. So after the second post of no one helping, I put out a third post going, you know what? I'm going to take the hit.
Dead.
I'm going to do something I normally wouldn't do. I'm going to send a DM to Elon Musk directly. Not like he'll ever read it, because again, this dude is being swarmed by emails on the daily. Probably millions and millions of DMs praising and hating his ass.
I said subdue the orc, not seduce the orc! Shut up, Team Rocket is more successful than you! Listen, I grew up as the middle child, so there's nothing you can do or say that can hurt me! Steve Irwin wouldn't call you a beautiful creature. I told you to bind the succubus, not bind with the succubus! Shut up! You don't have a birth certificate, you only have an apology letter from the condom factory! And after he said that, everything makes sense now. Alright, you want to play games? Every time you're in a video, your child support goes up. Wow! Oh, speaking of children, when Steve from Blue's Clues is checking in on his fans, he specifically doesn't check in on you. I told you to capture the enemies, not capture their hearts! Shut up! I bet your dogs don't get excited when you come home! Wait, which dog? Golden Retriever. Listen, I just want you to know that there's no one that wouldn't want to be around me. Santa Claus doesn't put you on either of his lists so he can avoid seeing you. Oh, come on!
Well, whatever. So the possibility of my DM being seen, very little, very minuscule, very unlikely. However, unlike the rest of the community, I'm pushing forward. I'm trying to make a solution. I'm trying to solve the problem. So I sent him a DM. One DM, one shot. I was respectful as possible because I am technically asking for a favor, technically speaking, on behalf of the roleplay community. I've sent him the proposed idea of how to solve the problem. Maybe instead of a blue, gold, gray check mark, we might get a green, might be able to put in for a green or a purple or whatever other check mark, or some other way to identify roleplay accounts or some stuff in that vein of the community. I bring this up specifically because what happened? It may have taken a couple years, because again, this guy gets swarmed by DMs a lot.
I told you to take out your weapon, not unzip your pants! The only reason you can't die in this series is because Death keeps swiping left. Lore drop! Death is just too nervous to make the first move. Who wouldn't want to match with perfection? Keanu Reeves, he doesn't find you breathtaking.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
He might have run across mine, looked at it, saw the account it was from, clicked the account to see what the hell I was talking about, probably saw all the hashtags and all the markings on that account. I mean, hell, here you go. He probably saw all that, then saw the post, because he actually has the exact date and time for it, saw the posts, and went, I'm not going to do a check mark. I don't want to redo the whole checkmark system, just to add one or two things. But this is a stepping stone. This is a minor problem, but I gave him a stepping stone on how to answer it. That said, how do you access it?
Help me! Help me! Nigga! Help me!
Well, as of January 2025, this.
Alright, for those of you who don't know how to get the little parody thing to pop up, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough with you. Bear with me. Now, first things first, you want to get to settings and privacy. Boom. Go to your account and your account information. Make sure that you have your password ready, because when you click account information, it's going to ask you for it. Alright? After you put your password in, you'll see that other things pop up. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Parody, commentary, and fan account. That now comes up. Yes, it's right after automation. Bear with me. This pop-up will come up. It tells you what you need. If you click here, it'll take you to the policy page, blah 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 blah. Nevertheless, all you gotta do after that, click Got It. It'll say parody. This label ensures people on X are not confused by your account, informing them that your account is not affiliated with the subject of the profile. This is for you real-life role players, parody, fan account, commentating. You get the idea. Once you click it, you don't have to do anything else. You can go back to your profile, go home, whatever, and boom, there it is. Alright? Great.
Yes, I know. I put a whole little thing to show you how to do it. Now, I bring that up specifically because I want you to notice something. Here's what I used on my account. The Performing Arts map. What is used on the parody account? When you get the parody marker, what is used? A mask. A theater mask. He didn't use a speech bubble, which he could have, for commentators. He could have used any other emoji to straight up suggest it's a group. He could have used a flag for a fan, or a fan for a fan account. He could have done any of that, but he used a theater mask. My bad. But that's why it's there. Now what's the point of it? When they decide to do a sweep, if you're marked as a parody account, as I shown in the instructions on what that is, if you're marked, it's not going to hit you and sweep you off. It's going to treat you like everyone else who's already marked as a check mark. They're just going to go over it. Like, okay, well, you're already covered. We know exactly what you're here for. Skip. It is a defensive thing for the roleplay community, the commentating community, the fan account community, the spoof community, the parody communities. It's to help everyone in those communities in general terms. It's called solving a problem. Just bitching about a problem does not help anybody. If I just threw the email out there saying, "This is a problem!" Okay, and?
No! Kill yourself! Die! Today! Death to you, bitch! Die! I'm not fucking waiting for you!
You could easily find people complaining about that all the damn time. But the fact that I put up a possible solution gave him an idea to go, okay, I don't want to mess with this, so how can I still accomplish the goal? That's what people want done. Just because you bitch about a problem doesn't mean it's going to get solved. Okay? This is a lot of the issue that people get hit with time and time again. You bitch about a problem, what's the way to solve it? Oh, that's not my job to figure out. Yeah, it kinda is. It may not be your official job to figure it out. It wasn't my official job to figure it out. But if you don't take the initiative to give an idea, to give a direction, then there's no point to solve it. Especially when it comes to rich people, you need to give them a suggestion on how to solve it so they have a starting point. It's that simple. I don't know why y'all make it so complicated. So if you want to be mad and bemoan me and get pissed off, oh, I was in a roleplay community, and now we got to put this parody thing on there to protect our accounts, because how dare we want to protect our accounts instead of getting swept off into the abyss. If you want to get mad about that, because I came up with a solution to a problem, and it was executed differently than my initial plan, but hey, it was still executed to help the communities in danger, then yeah, go ahead, bitch, moan, and complain in the comments down below. I don't care. I took the initiative to try to solve the problem. Now, granted, it took a couple years, because I don't have Elon's direct ear. I can't just be like, hey, Elon, problem. Here's a solution, or a possible solution to that problem. I'm not buddy-buddy with him like that. He don't know me like that. I don't know him like that. If we did, it would have been done a lot sooner. But we don't know each other like that. So it took a couple years. Instead of hounding him every day about it, I just put out the one email, one DM, and went, there. If he gets to it, he gets to it. If not, if not. Don't matter. Now, with that said, we might be able to unify more as role players because we now have a marker that says we're part of this collective. Fan accounts, parody accounts, commentating, and the mask representing roleplay. Leave it to the protector and defender of roleplay to protect and defend role players from the sweeps. Y'all could have done it yourselves, but no, someone else has to do it. Later. Oh, and you're welcome.
I'm going to murder every last one of you.